President Uhuru Kenyatta is a very angry man. And the president is very bitter with three things. Number one, his bill was frustrated in parliament. President Uhuru Kenyatta has been pushing for the political parties bill in parliament. He managed to get the required numbers, but that bill was frustrated in parliament. Number two, the president is also very bitter with the Speaker Justin Muturi for failing to take charge on that particular day. Again, if you've been following the politics, Justin Muturi sometimes last week claimed that he got injured, that he was pulling a drawer from in his office and fractured his hands. So he was absent on this particular day. And because in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, the president is not happy that Justin Muturi did not take charge of that day. And number three, the president is also very angry that the allies of the deputy president, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto, actually celebrated that that bill did not pass. So the president placed a phone call, according to sources, to Justin Muturi. And Justin Muturi has now been forced to convene an urgent meeting in parliament. I want us to look at why the president is bitter and why probably that meeting has been convened. And by the way, there is this story of Itumbi. There is this story of Dennis Itumbi. I want to look at it in my next video. Injustices is something which we should not celebrate. We know so well that Dennis Itumbi has been celebrating injustices on others. But I want to look at his story. But for now, let me focus on this particular matter. I'm just trying to get the letter by Speaker Muturi. I mean, an announcement by Speaker Muturi. So yesterday, Justin Muturi was forced to issue a notification. I'm just trying to read it because I'm not going to edit the video. You'll not be able to see it on the screen. But basically, this is the thing. Hope you'll be able to see it. I just want to read the notice. It says, notification to all members of the National Assembly and the general public. Special sitting of the National Assembly to be held on 29th December 2021. Basically, next week, Parliament will have a special sitting. So it says, pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 29.1 relating to special sitting of the House, I have received and acceded to a request from the leader of the majority party to hold special sittings of the National Assembly on 29th December 2021. Now, therefore, it is hereby notified to all members of the National Assembly and the general public that Wednesday, 29th December 2021 has been appointed as a day for special sitting of the National Assembly. The sittings will be held in the National Assembly's chamber, Main Parliament Building, Nairobi, commencing at 10 a.m. and at 2 p.m. for morning and afternoon sittings respectively. For the purpose, now this is the most interesting thing. Why are they meeting? Number one, conveyance of any message from the president, the national executive, or the Senate. So if there's any other communications, the special sitting will do that. Number two, which is why this special sitting has been convened, is tabling of an amendment report by a departmental committee on justice and legal affairs on the harmonizations of the proposed amendments to the political parties amendment bill, National Assembly Bill number 56 of 2021, if in. So basically, this is why this meeting has been convened. Don't be cheated. And last, number C is saying tabling of any other paper with statutory timelines. Now, there's something they are also saying here. It is further notified that if need arises, the House may hold evening sittings on the prescribed dates for the purposes of concluding any business scheduled for consideration therein. So it means Parliament will not adjourn until everything is concluded. So Justin Muturi had no option but to call that particular meeting. So the question is, why do you think the president was not very happy and this meeting had to be convened? Number one, you see, the handshake team wants the political parties bill. They want it. And they want it to be passed. And they are sure of the numbers. They have the numbers. They want the bill to pass. And it was frustrated. So the question is, why were they frustrated when they have the numbers? They could have used even the strength of the numbers to extend Parliament sitting on that day. But the truth is, they were frustrated by the Deputy Speaker, who was the Speaker on that particular day, because Muturi was not there. So because the President and Raila Odinga are sure of the numbers in Parliament, they want that bill passed before the next year. So that's why they want it done. Number two, the President had to act the way he's acting, because Tanga guys actually celebrated the fact that that bill was not passed on that day. So the truth of the matter is that Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga had the numbers. They were prepared for the day. They were waiting for the votes. Unknown to them, Musalia Mudavadi and William Ruto had proposed amendments. And the intention of these amendments were very simple: to delay the process. And this, they did not read, the handshake team did not read this earlier. They did not understand the motive of these amendments. Some of the amendments were like they were good, but the motive was basically to frustrate the president and the handshake team. And because these guys celebrated, of course, the truth is they didn't have the numbers. But technically, they won because the event didn't take place the way it was supposed to be. I mean, the voting, the bill did not pass the way it was supposed to pass. So that celebration by Tanga is what annoyed the president. Number three, I also tend to think that President Uhuru Kenyatta just organized his team, but he didn't know that the deputy president had a hand in Moses Cheboi. Moses Cheboi is the Kurusoi, is it? Hii constituency iko Nakuru inaitwa Kurusoi, North Member of Parliament. A key ally of the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto. So when these guys were debating, unknown to these guys, Cheboi had plans with the DP to frustrate the bill. And after adjourning the Parliament, the date is set was that this bill was going to be heard again in February. If that was to happen and they were to frustrate it again, it would have meant one thing, that the bill was going to be time-barred. So they didn't see William Ruto's hand at that time. And now that they've seen William Ruto's hand, the president had to act very fast. And that's why Muturi had to be called, special sitting convened, and next week, members of Parliament will be in Parliament. Number four is the time factor. And this I give to the DP. He was very smart. He knew so well that he doesn't have the numbers. And he knew so well that this bill is also time bound, because the bill states that coalition agreements must be deposited 6 months to the elections. When are we going to have the next election? And if you look at the next setting, which was proposed by Cheboi, it meant that this bill was likely going to be time-barred because someone was going to bring technicalities again, postponed. So it was not going to apply. It was going to be time barred. And this is what the president and probably Raila Odinga noted. And then they said, okay, if that's the thing, now let us salvage the whole thing. So they convened this meeting. And the truth of the matter is that on 29th, the bill is going to pass. So if it's going to pass on 29th, what I can assure you is that by that evening, the president is going to assent to the bill. And that bill is going to be effective. So that by January next year, when we start politics, because the politics in this country is going to begin in January, the president is going to start campaigning for Raila Odinga. They are going to start making agreements with the political parties. Jubilee and ODM are going to enter into their coalition agreements. They're not going to be time barred. So that's that. And lastly, I think the president also convened this meeting to send a message to two gentlemen. Justin Muturi as the speaker. The president is telling him, you are the speaker of the National Assembly because of me. You are the speaker and you must do what I want. You should not be party to anything which is frustrating my objectives. Speaker Muturi had no option than to heed. And the other person being targeted is Cheboy. Cheboy is the deputy speaker. Removing a deputy speaker is just like counting 1 up to 10. Even a child can do. The president is warning him that if you play the way you are playing, we are likely to remove you. So let us wait and see how this whole thing is going to play out in Parliament. Because Parliament and this particular bill is going to help President Uhuru Kenyatta do two things. Number one, the president maybe is going to use it to convince Musalia Mudavadi to vote with them. And if Musalia Mudavadi is not going to vote with them, then Musalia Mudavadi is going to be out of President Uhuru Kenyatta's equation for 2022. Number two, this bill is also going to help the president to identify those who are with him, especially the undecided guys. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. If you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. Without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. I want to take this opportunity to also wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. For us, probably we might not take a break, because if Parliament is not taking a break, if Itumbi is being arrested, why should we take a break? You must enjoy while at home. But don't forget me. Mi pia nakulanga Christmas. Don't forget. Usinisahau. Bye.